Esoteric Wisdom. Esoteric wisdom is the knowledge that is not commonly understood or accepted by the general public. It is often associated with the occult and mysticism, and I am mystic, so I am very familiar with esoteric wisdom. My messages are not commonly understood or accepted by the general public. Overall, the term esoteric is used to describe knowledge and ideas that are not widely known, but the specific connotations and implications of the term might vary depending on the context in which it's used. In the case of esoteric subjects, it could refer to secret or less understood domains of knowledge. Okay, so I want you to study and I want you to get better in your esoteric knowledge. And we'll read a little bit out of here. Okay. It appears according to the esoteric wisdom, we have other subtle vehicles we cannot see with our eyes and are important than what we see in the mirror. They're as important as what we see in the mirror. The secret spiritual knowledge reveals these other parts of ourselves, our energy subtle bodies we do not see, generate and hold together the construction and the form of our physical body. These energy body systems, which correspond with the planet's energy systems, grids, have always been understood and known by the esoteric secret traditions of both light and dark brotherhoods. It is connected to the ancient lost arcane science of regeneration, immortality, and the development of soul power through the integration of these subtle energy selves. Now that was quite a mouthful. So if you want to check into esoteric wisdom, I think that would be a very deep subject to check into that most people don't check into. But what I'm trying to get at is we need to break free from the matrix and we need to go deeper within ourselves and we need to go deep into these energies. And in order to do that, you may not all have this book. So you can just simply do what I did and you can Google things. And kind of like we're going down the rabbit hole again of truth, but the truth of ourselves. Instead of, okay, we found out that everything's a lie in the matrix, we decided we wanted to leave the matrix. So if we're going to leave the matrix, we have to be filling our head with good things. I highly suggest all the Marvel movies. Okay? The Marvel movies are real, even though they're told to us that they're sci-fi. Okay? They're real. And I'm sending them to you for homework. All the Marvel movies, whatever Marvel movies you can find. Okay? All right, so enough of that homework. Let's go ahead and jump right into the cards. We've got the Biblical Tarot deck, and let's see what we got today from that. All right. The same card we left off with in a last reading with this deck, and you saw me shuffle. The Four of Swords, which is the story of Miriam. Okay, it's the card 11, and it's the story of Miriam's prays for God, and it's Exodus 15:23 for those of you that looked it up. Now, if you looked it up from the last video and you studied Miriam's story, she's back to talk to you. Miriam praises God, okay? So the Four of Candles is a healing card. It's all about healing. You going in and just what I got done saying earlier, figuring out who you are. Since everything's a lie in the matrix, right? Let's find out who we are. And we are esoteric. And we have esoteric wisdom. Okay? And then the top of the deck, that's the bottom of the deck. And this was the same card. And you saw me shuffle. This was the same card, number 9, that came out too. Okay, this is the 9 of Swords, saying that you're healing and you're kind of like in a sorrowful, depressed state. Okay, we want to look up Job chapter 1, verse 22. And this is Satan tests Job. So this isn't the same card, I don't think, that came with Miriam in that other video, but this is Job being tested by Satan. And if you know the story of Job, great. If you don't, please check it out because it's one of the greatest. So you got Miriam's story and Job's story to check out. You got a lot of homework already, and it's only been 7 minutes. So I think that should keep you busy for the day. So the 9 of Candles is the 9 of Swords, and Job went through a lot of testing from God. And he said he didn't get a test from God per se. He got tempted by Satan to the max, and he stood by God the whole time. So it's kind of like the message that I just heard from Magnetize Yourself. If you follow me on Twitter, I do a lot of forwarding other people's videos. You can follow me at Rebecca Booby 11 at Rebecca Booby 11 on X. And she was just saying how some of us are on that rarest timeline where we've been celibate and waiting for our mission partner for a long time. And those real ancient souls are connecting soon. That was really good news. So whatever Job's going through, it's worth it. It's well worth it. And for those of you that are on lower timelines, the only way to get to the higher timeline is leave the matrix. And if you study what I'm teaching you to study, all these little different things, today I gave you all the Marvel movies, I gave you Miriam and Job stories from the Bible, I gave you The Cosmic Origin by Ishmael Perez, and Esoteric Wisdom. That's a lot of studying right there. And you listen and follow the energy every day, which the energy today, by the way, is great. It's 6 of Swords. Let me grab it here from Miss Mystic. It's the 6 of Swords energy. And that means you're on a journey. And just what I said here, a journey into thyself. We already figured out that everything in the matrix is a lie. So now we need to move on and find out who we are and transition into that Marvel movie superpower self that we are. Our powers are being activated by the sun. Our DNA is being activated, and we have help arriving at the perfect time. And that was the same message I got from Magnetize Yourself, because her name is Infinity. because of the fact that the ancient ones are getting together for this moment. We have been through so much, and it's time for our rite of passage. It's being supported. And I realize that's upside down or backwards, but you get what I'm saying. So it's very important. Six of Swords energy. Then we have conversations with animals are going to be very prevalent right now. Yesterday I had a white dog, big white dog, come visit. Big white dog. I thought it was like a horse, a big white horse. I thought, there's my knight riding in on his white horse. But that's okay. It was just a sign that he's coming. All right, so conversations with our spirit animals. Okay, then we have dance like nobody's watching. Our spirit animals are talking to us and they're telling us what? To dance like no one's watching. We have unique personal expression. Each one of us has our own unique personal expression. And that's what I'm telling you to check into and meditate on, is the esoteric wisdom that your soul possesses. Leave the mechanical responses to the matrix. I'm drawn to the snake on her head, but it's not blocking her third eye. It's actually leaving her. So her third eye is opening. Because the book of life is cracked open. It's cracked open wide, and we are ready to do our assignment. Are you ready to do your world mission? Yep. So then be on the outside of the matrix looking in. Be on the outside of the matrix looking in. What are we looking for? Our hidden treasures. And it's not the treasure that's on the picture. It's the hidden treasure of the esoteric wisdom that's inside of you. Purity. If you're not there, you need to get there, because you're not going to get your ancient one by being full of sex and drugs. Okay, purity. Some of us have been celibate a long time. It says happiness, positivity, joy, and innocence. Get back to your childlike self. What's your childlike self? The biggest thing you have to be careful of is energy harvesting. So if you're not watching Marvel movies and you're watching other movies, like let's say the Hallmark Channel or pornography or anything in between, those are two extremes, right? They're just energy harvesting you. The Marvel movies are giving you an example of what they don't want you to know. Okay? So the opposite of what I'm telling you to do is what the opposition's doing to you. They're paying for spell work to be done so that you don't succeed. And unfortunately, it's backfiring on them because we're divinely protected. If you're watching this right now, you know you're divinely protected, and everything's bouncing off of you like a rubber ball, and it's bouncing back to them. Now, it's not that I'm making it go back to them. It's my spirit team making it go back to them, because we're divinely protected. As Chosen 144 says, He says, we are divinely protected, and it goes back to them. We don't have to do it, okay? I heard him say that recently, and that's exactly what's going on. He's another good station to check out. So I told you about Infinity, Magnetize Yourself, and Chosen 144. So those two just came up for a reason. Okay, now as I was saying that they're paying for readings, they're doing spell work, it's bouncing back on them. They're also trying to get through your astral at you, right? Now, I'm going to bring this up. This says dream thief, okay? It says nocturnal interference and nightmares, okay? I want to bring this up because when you say the word dream, I had a dream last night. Can you change it to astral remembrance? Because we're trying to remember our astral travels. And by saying the word dream, we're still living in the matrix thinking. The matrix wants us to think that when we go to sleep at night, we are dreaming. I'm here to tell you that you're not dreaming, you're in astral, you're on other dimensions. And when you wake up, if you remember anything, it's astral remembrance. So try to catch yourself. And when you say, oh, I had a dream last night, change it to, I'm remembering what I'm doing in the astral. And last night, what I remember is there was all this cinnamon bread left over from a function that my neighbor was working at, Mark, and I asked him, can I have that? Because you're just going to throw it out. Can I have it for the birds? And he said, yeah, take it all. And there was like 50 loaves, right? So I got a big cardboard box and I'm boxing it up. And that's another thing I want to share with you. How many of you throw out food in the garbage? Can you start maybe putting it in bushes or put it outside for the stray animals? Because they're hungry. Anything from an ant and a fly all the way to a big white dog that came and ate something from my yard. And you say, well, it can cause mice. Well, mice are animals too. Rats are animals too. And I don't have a one that I see because I'm sure the cats get them. So it's like a food chain, you know, everybody has to eat. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when people throw food in the garbage and they don't give it to the animals. So that was my astral remembrance. Cinnamon bread for all the birdies. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull just a couple more cards here. We've got patience at the bottom of the deck from this deck. Patience. Chosen 144 had a video today about being patient. And while you're being patient, I gave you lots of homework today. I'm even telling you how to talk, changing dreams to astral remembrance. There's a lot going on right now, and it all has to do with us having to change. Then we have the Ten of Wands on the bottom of this deck. The Ten of Wands is you feel burdened. So this is how you get out of being burdened. You quit with all the matrix shit and you start doing spiritual stuff. You're already watching this video, so you're already doing it, but intensify it. And them Marvel movies are awesome. Okay, victory will be yours. Bottom of this deck. And I want to finish with, here's a loop, Six of Swords. Six of Swords. So right back to what? Right back to journey, moving on, transition. Help is arriving at the perfect time, and your rite of passage is supported. And I think the most important thing on this card is your rite of passage is supported. So I want to thank you all for listening. I am Miss Mystic.